warm welcome to you anywhere around the world. This is Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm Ayo Deji Makinde, and we're live in Abuja. ECOWAS countries are engaging in a constructive dialogue on how to strategize on the region's concerns. Correspondent Garba Nata'ala reports that the meeting is at the ministerial level, particularly focusing on the political and security situation in some member countries, as well as humanitarian corridors. Ministers representing member countries are expected to submit their reports for ratification by the authority of heads of states and governments. This will form part of the resolutions at the end of ECOWAS regional meeting convened in Abuja.
And strategies to sensitize both the government officials and private sector groups on the economic potential of our region.
In the current efforts to have a better Nigeria, discussions have continued to trail critical issues surrounding tax policy that will lead to fair and equitable system. This was the thrust of a one-day round table on the tax reform bills organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
Diverse sets of experts, policy makers, and legislators are here giving their insight and expertise on how to move towards a more just and balanced economic framework. It is the talk of the moment. Tax reform bills.
Let us use this moment to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to a National Assembly that is pro-people, pro-democracy, and pro-progress. My dear friends, together we can make this impossible possible with these tax reforms.
So the prospect that we have from this is to empower the Nigerian people, protect vulnerable and poor people, facilitate economic growth, and to ensure that we have the revenue to run government.
Other panelists call for consultations, amendments, and proper clarity on the legal provisions of the tax reform bills. They believe that strengthening tax administration through automation and use of technology to facilitate the tax return process, reducing paperwork and human intervention will go a long way in blocking leakages. In Abuja, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
INEC is proposing a special voting day for officials on election duty. The review of the mode of transmission of election results and the replacement of PVC with computer-generated slip for identification during voting. These are among the recommendations in the report on the 2023 general election and off-cycle polls unveiled by INEC. Mie Ogedi reports.
Ill and hearty, with bright mien, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu walked in, having pleasantries with his lieutenants. Though almost a week in Ghana, observing the just concluded presidential and parliamentary election, the exercise has taken a little out of him.
I hope I am audible enough, in spite of my hoarse voice, is because of the weather from the recent election in Ghana. Not London. Thank you.
A lot happened in the 2023 general election, and those that observed the process presented their findings. Diaspora voting, special court for electoral offences, cleaning up of the voters' register, top among the 142 recommendations from the two documents.
In the imperative of legal clarity in result management, with regard to manual transfer versus electronic transmission of results. The Commission also believes that the introduction of beavers, it is now, and the use of the permanent voters card are the sole means of identification of voters for accreditation on election day should be reviewed. Those who already have the PVCs can still use them to vote during elections. But going forward, computer-generated slips issued to the voter or even downloaded from the Commission's website will suffice for voter accreditation. The review report also contains recommendations on early or special voting for the millions of Nigerians who do not vote at the moment on account of the roles they play during elections.
First beneficiary of these recommendations will be Anambra State, as the governorship election is slated for November 2025. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
In another development, the Civil Society Coalition on Sustainable Development has convened an interactive conference on electoral reforms with a view to setting an agenda for stakeholders. Timothy Yusuf reports that the platform also x-rayed recent conduct of elections, adjudged to be progressively improving.
Nigeria's Fourth Republic has witnessed gradual improvement in election management. Stakeholders, however, believe that electoral reform is a process and not a project.
We have to be accountable, even ourselves as citizens. How can you have about 94 million Nigerians registered, and all you are having is a whoopee, 20-something million voting in the entirety of the election? So where are the almost 70 million Nigerians that have not voted?
As we grow, we want to be able to see that our laws, our policies, and our regulations help us to be able to have a free, a credible, a transparent election in Nigeria.
Participants submitted that the 2024 governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states, as well as conduct of recent local government elections, again spotlighted the lingering challenges within Nigeria's electoral system, particularly issues of result management, logistics, and the integrity of the electoral process.
The background, the fundamental for any democratic system of government anywhere in the world, or even society, groups, associations, is election.
It is key that election should be conducted in one day. And I also talked about Section 165 of the Electoral Act that gives the INEC chairman judicial quasi power to review our election. That is too much power in the hands of one man.
Meanwhile, in another development, Impact Development Initiative, an accredited election observer group, has described the November 16, 2024 governorship election in Ondo State as partially free and fair. The organization, in its final statement on the election, said it was conducted with notable efforts toward transparency and monitoring.
Independent election management, no interference from the states.
Impact Development Initiative deployed 3,362 trained observers across the 203 wards of Ondo State during the November 16 governorship election. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Now, following July's Supreme Court's pronouncement affirming the financial autonomy of local governments in the country, final touches to put a stamp on its commencement have been fine-tuned. This is the declaration of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi. Daily Atumbe reports that this was at the National Conference of the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents in Abuja.
In 2002, 5 journalists came together as judiciary reporters to form the National Association of Judiciary Correspondents, NAJUC, reporting court proceedings. Being the end of the year, NAJUC invited the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice and Chief Judge, Federal High Court, to speak on the role of courts in enforcing judgments.
There should be accurate reporting of proceedings in the court without sensationalism.
The NTA will follow up the effort of the NJC by enforcing internal mechanisms that will ensure that identified getting better patterns are strengthened.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, speaks on the consequences of sabotaging the recent Apex Court judgment on local government's financial autonomy.
Section 1, subsection 2 of the Constitution further provides that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall not be governed or any part thereof except in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution.
As 2025 beckons, judiciary reporters say they remain yielded to the standard practices of fact-checking stories before publishing, balance, and objectivity in news reporting. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The Nigeria Governors Forum is strengthening leadership at the sub-national and enhancing collaborative efforts at the center to build a vibrant process that will guarantee a true reflection of democratic dividends. This came to the fore during a high-level session by governors of 36 states in Abuja Wednesday night, where decisions on many national issues were reached. Correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports that resolutions on some of the key issues were not made public by the forum, but some of the top items on the agenda indicates that the state of national economy is of top priority. We now go over to our Lagos Network Center, where there's a renewed call on the safety of dock workers, and Naval will be our guide.
Dock workers in Nigeria are said to be unsung heroes who ensure hitch-free import and export of commodities at the nation's ports. As stakeholders in the industry celebrate Dock Workers Day, National Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA and industry regulators have renewed commitment to strengthening policies that guarantees the safety and welfare of dock workers. Joel Pokwala has a report.
In the pyramid of the maritime sector, dock workers are the largest and perhaps the nucleus of the sector, making the ports and terminals operate seamlessly. It is therefore not out of place to set aside a day to celebrate this set of workers who are the economic lifeline of the nation's blue economy. This gesture, NIMASA says, should go beyond just a day. Director General of NIMASA, Dayo Moberola, represented, says the theme of the Dock Workers Day, which is safety first, efficiency always underscores the need to create a conducive environment for dock workers.
And we will continue to ensure that their wages is competitive and their safety, their health is being taken into consideration, whatever we are doing.
For the President General Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria and other allied unions, the day is worthy of elaborate celebration in view of the mileage gained in terms of welfare and recognition of dock workers' critical role in the blue economy.
Good things are coming. There's continuous service, they are pensionable, they are entitled to health facilities. What remains now is to improve upon what we have achieved. It's been a wonderful development over the years. But more can still be done. But thank God for Nigerian participation in ILO, Geneva Conventions and all that, which Nigeria has domesticated.
The revealed minimum standard for dock labor industry booklets was formally unveiled to achieve uniformity within the industry. In Lagos, Joel Okbola, NTA News.
The season of sharing and merriment always provides the best opportunity for many to bond, and the Nigerian Television Authority NTA2 Lagos Network Center is using its platform to reach out. One of such is the annual Children's Christmas Party. Lynn Leneke reports that the event is the station's way to usher in the Yuletide, a season of love and sharing.
It was a fun-filled day for children from public and private schools across Lagos State as they converged on the premises of the Nigerian Television Authority NTA2, your reach out station, in the spirit of Christmas. Aside unlimited fun, the event provided another opportunity for children to socialize.
Christmas brings a warmth of joy. NTA has done a wonderful job by this little gathering for schools, students from different schools to come together and do presentations and know about structures.
Mother of the Day and former Executive Director Marketing of the NTA urged the children to embrace discipline and take their studies seriously to secure a better future.
By the special grace of God, we all come back next year to celebrate, and many, many years to come. NTA is a family, so I wish everyone in NTA a successful year ending.
The Zonal Director, Lagos Network Center, Nick Onyishi, noted that NTA remains resolute and committed to upholding its mandate of corporate social responsibility while expressing appreciation to all sponsors for making the 2024 a memorable one.
It is all in the spirit of
the season. It is Christmas season. It is season for happiness. It is season for love. It is season for getting together.
NTA 2 Children's Christmas Party is one event children look forward to every year. Christmas! In Lagos.
You're welcome back. With about 6 years left to achieve the 2030 global targets to end tuberculosis, critical stakeholders led by political leaders must recommit to collective action aimed at stopping the disease in its track. This is the appeal of Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu to international delegates and partners from 62 countries who attended the 38th board meeting of Stop TB Partnership Global held at the conference center of the Presidential Villa. The thematic focus of the high-level meeting is canvassing needed political leadership to end tuberculosis while embracing her role to drive political leadership for the campaign. The Nigeria First Lady insists that the campaign must prioritize awareness and integrated service delivery that guarantees that no Nigerian is left behind.
Are not just numbers, they represent real people, their struggles, and the profound impact of this disease. While the statistics are disturbing, it should be also propel our hope, commitment, and determination to eradicate this global health crisis. As we gather for this important meeting, let us remember that we have the knowledge, the tools, and most importantly, the will to make TB a disease of the past. Therefore, our goals are attainable. Let us move forward with urgency and determination.
But to fight it requires a multifaceted approach, which means we have to work together to prioritize and extend our advocacy to all levels of society, all levels of government, so that our combined effort will result in the improvements that we seek and we know is possible.
We are very happy as partners in the Stop TB. We will always be here for Nigeria. But it's extremely important that is the country standing up for their people and saying, I want to cure them and I want to treat them and I have the ambition, I have the tools, and I have the people. Maybe I don't have all the money, but that will not stop me.
Public awareness, early detection and treatment have been identified as best options to curtail Noma disease. Noma, a gangrenous infection of the mouth, is also known as the face of poverty, obvious among malnourished children lacking good oral hygiene between ages 2 to 6. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that with a mortality rate between 80 to 90%, the Ministry of Health and partners have declared health actions to decrease the burden in the country.
It is a disease that not only causes severe physical disfigurement, but also leads to profound social and psychological impact on its victims. The burden of Noma is heavy, but it is not unsurmountable.
We must address the underlying drivers of Noma: poverty, malnutrition, and inadequate access to health care.
Nigeria is poised for the eradication of this highly preventable and treatable disease.
Nigeria played a leading role in pushing for the listing of Noma as a neglected tropical disease by the World Health Organization in 2023, which is expected to attract global attention and support to an end in Nigeria. The federal government has reiterated commitments to designing policies and programs that will support its drive to reduce the rate of child and maternal mortality in the country. This came to the fore during a formal presentation of the 2024 Verbal and Social Autopsy Study facilitated by the National Population Commission and the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in Kano. Habibu Hussaini tells us more.
2024 Verbal and Social Autopsy Study is the third in the series
with the first and second conducted in 2014 and 2019 respectively.
The study seeks to uncover why so many children under the age of 5 and women of productive age are lost. This study is about, it's more than just numbers or data points. It is about real lives and real families. It is about mothers. It is about fathers and children who deserve a healthier, more supportive environment.
The study has so far covered about 19 local government areas in Kano State. In Kano, Habib Hussein, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has expressed deep grief over the tragic road accidents in Maiduguri that claimed the lives of some young graduates from the Borno State University and left many others injured. The Vice President regrets that a moment of achievement and joy that should have marked a significant milestone in these young students' lives had turned into an unimaginable tragedy. In a condolence message this Thursday, Vice President Shettima notes that the loss of these bright young lives is not just a loss for their families, but a loss for Borno State and the nation as the embodied hope, promise and aspirations of a brighter future. Their untimely departure, the statement says, leaves an irreplaceable void in the grieving families who are enduring the pain of losing their loved ones in such heartbreaking circumstances. And to the students recovering from injuries, it wishes them swift and full recovery with an assurance that the federal and Borno State governments will provide them with the needed support.
To you by SportyBet. Play with champions.
Thanks for staying tuned. We now go over to our Port Harcourt Network Center, and Diba Bari will be our guide and tell us stories, including the Chief of Naval Staff on amphibious operations.
Successful launch of naval amphibious boat services at sea marks a turning point for an era of uninterrupted trade, shipping, oil and gas, as well as efficient operation of the blue economy. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogara said this while appraising exercise Drone Obaji at sea. Kingsley Amaji reports.
The Chief of Naval Staff Sea Inspection is strategic in the yearly Naval Calendar of Operation, providing the CNS opportunity to assess the naval operational state, capabilities, and preparedness to defend the nation's territorial waters.
The essence of the Chief of Naval Staff annual sea inspection and exercise is to test our operational readiness. That is the operational readiness of the fleet, combat crimes in the maritime environment, as well as readiness to meet with our statutory military role of defending the nation's territorial integrity and sovereignty.
This time, Nigerian Navy was able to launch its amphibious special boat service into the deep waters. This is seen by the authorities as a major inroad towards efficient policing of the sea against criminal incursion.
The efficiency of our special boat service here, and I'm quite satisfied with the level of training that we have.
Nigerian Navy also disclosed that it is investing in technology and cyber warfare towards efficient crime detection, assuring the international community that Nigeria Maritime is a safe investment destination.
The presence of the Chief of Naval Staff at this 2024 annual sea inspection pictures how a leader could inspire his subordinates to achieve set objectives.
Key areas of the exercise are communication, vessel boarding, search and seizure, small arms firing, fleet maneuver, and amphibious raid. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Former Governor of Rivers State, Sir Celestine Omeha, has flagged off the construction of over 20 kilometers Egui-Afara Road for inter- and intrastate movement. Government House correspondent Osina Chisamo reports that Governor Siminalayi Fubara assured the people of more projects.
Rivers State must stand to grow. We must all put hands together with the governor of Rivers State to grow Rivers State.
That is the official flag off of the construction of over 20 kilometers Egui-Afara Mba Road by Sir Celestine Omeha administration. Governor Siminalayi Fubara says he will not limit the development of Eche to road infrastructure. He announced the commencement of agricultural projects in the area as he directs the Commissioner for Works to extend the Egui-Afara Mba project to the boundary between Eche and neighboring states.
Thank you for believing in us, and thank you for still standing with us. Our thank you will not be limited to the construction of road alone. Our thank you will still extend in the development of your people, manpower development.
Commissioner for Works, Elokata Siamadi, Chairman, Eche Local Government Council, Uzodinma Wafo, and other leaders in the area affirmed their support to Fubara's administration.
We have 9,000 meters of drainage in the populated areas, and the road is 10.3 meters wide. 7.3 of that width is the carriageway, and 3 meters is the shoulder.
It's a testimony of the good things to come, and the one that has started. The entire people of Egui-Afara Mba are very happy.
The entire people of Osuso clan, we are saying we support him. We thank you for His Excellency for what you are doing for Eche people.
From Afara community in Eche local government area of Rivers State, Osina Chisamo, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. It's back to Ayodeji for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thanks, Dibabari. Residents of communities within the Federal Capital Territory have lamented the disappearance of rails on footbridges and bus stops alongside manholes provided to protect pedestrians and other road users. Aisha Bashir sought opinions on this menace, which is depriving citizens of effective use of public infrastructure.
Research reveals that most of the protective rails installed at bus stops by government have been vandalized.
It's bad. Even the iron along the road, they have all taken them.
I think they are not the kind of people that doesn't really appreciate what the government is doing. If not, this property is to serve the people.
Currently, a number of roads in the FCT have been rid of facilities like lampstands, manholes and water chamber covers, culverts, steel rails, gully pots, and telecommunication ducts.
People that have vandalized properties, especially the manhole covers, is a very bad something, because sometimes at night when we move without light and it's very dark, those particular potholes we might fall into it, and is very bad.
The FCT command of NSCDC is poised towards ensuring that all critical national assets and infrastructure, which is our common heritage, is preserved.
Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
Now, correspondent Abdullahi Ajia is live at the central area in Abuja to talk us on this ugly incident and vandalism of public infrastructure. Now, what is the situation like out there, and how has security helped in this challenge?
Okay, thank you very much, Ayodeji. Well, the nation's capital desires the best infrastructure for you and I, as well as every Nigerian. Successive FCT administration have invested so much in infrastructure development. Unfortunately, one criminality that has over the time taking away some of the beauty of the infrastructure for you and I to enjoy is the criminality of vandalism of some of this infrastructure. A drive around town today before this present location where I am shows that there is serious vandalism of this public infrastructure which has gone unabated. Yes, security agencies have oftentimes tried to nip in the bud some of these concerns, but I must tell you that they still have more work to do in trying to curb this ugly trend. Here I am at the Olusegun Obasanjo Way in Garki area, and if you can see very well, the destruction of this critical infrastructure, that is the bridge railings, is one that calls for serious concern from all authorities. Yes, just like they're saying that if the bird is flying without perching, the hunter will also shoot without missing. Yes, the FCT administration, I know in recent time, has also come up with new idea of saying, okay, when we are developing new infrastructure, we should be able to, use material that will not attract vandalism or vandals to come and steal some of these materials for their own selfish and economic gain. And I know such development has yielded result. If you go around in some of the new infrastructure that is being built around town, you realize that the old use of some of this material is no longer there. Yes, apart from the bridge railings, the manhole is one concern also that has its social implication. A number of people have fallen victim of some of this manhole, maybe probably at night when they are going without noticing the manhole that has been stolen. Some of them have been injured, and some of them also have gotten injuries that you and I can only imagine. Yes, security agencies are doing their own bit. We've seen arrests several times, but I think they need to up their game to be able to nip in the bud some of these concerns of public infrastructure.
I'd like to thank you, Ajia, for that update on the destruction of public infrastructure, particularly manholes in the Federal Capital Territory. Thanks for the update.
Thank you.
All right, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has emphasized the importance of the national policy on marine and blue economy, describing it as a strategic initiative to unlock the vast potentials of Nigeria's marine resources. Speaking at the final validation workshop in Abuja, Oyetola expressed his determination to expand opportunities beyond land-based development and establish the sector as a key driver of national prosperity that aligns with Africa's Agenda 2063. Vivian Eziadife reports.
The policy for marine and blue economy, which had its technical workshop held in Lagos, brought together industry players for the final validation workshop in Abuja. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, emphasized that the workshop builds on the outcome of the first validation, aiming to refine priorities and solidify a framework for advancing the marine sector.
I encourage everyone to contribute meaningfully as the input is critical to solving a sustainable prosperous economy for Nigeria.
We look forward to the outcome of the consideration and validation of this policy draft.
Guys that have already shared the text of the draft policy this morning with a few of our Belgian
leadership of the Honorable Minister and the Permanent Secretary to support with the articulation of a strategy roadmap and the policy for the ministry.
There must be legal provisions. The law will be established in all respect.
The two-day final policy workshop for marine and blue economy in Nigeria marked a significant step towards harnessing the sector's potential for sustainable growth and development. Vivian Eziadife, NTA News.
Time now to go to the northeast of the country at our Maiduguri Network Center, and Abubakar will be leading us from here.
That's true, Ayodeji. Good to see you. Towards complementing ongoing efforts to support, rebuild,
rebuild and rehabilitate flood-affected communities in Borno State, the Presidential Committee on Flood Relief and Rehabilitation has handed over food and non-food items worth millions of naira to the state government. The items were presented to the Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur by the Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, Zubaida Umar. Murjana to Hassan will now tell us more.
The intervention by the Presidential Committee on Relief and Rehabilitation was in light of the September devastating flood that ravaged various communities in Borno. Borno State, which has faced many challenges over the years ranging from insurgency to natural disasters, the devastating flood caused by the collapse of Alo Dam brought new challenges, displacing thousands of families, disturbing livelihoods, and increasing vulnerabilities of already fragile communities. Borno State Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur expressed gratitude to the federal government and the donors and assured every affected individual received their support.
We just received this item, about 17 different items of food and non-food, relief items were donated to the government of Borno State for on or distribution to the people or the victims of flood. So I believe it will go a long way in helping those who are affected by the flood. So we appreciate the federal government.
Other stakeholders said the intervention is critical as rebuilding and recovery efforts are required to complement the effort of the state government.
The committee has come to the aid of many communities that are not only faced by flood but by communal clashes and some other problems.
With the proactive steps taken by many actors, a lot needs to be done to ensure all aspects of relief and recovery are managed, utmost care, transparency and accountability. In Maiduguri, Murjana Hassan, NTA News.
The National Orientation Agency, NOA, Borno State Directorate, has launched an awareness campaign addressing key societal issues including HIV and AIDS, security sensitization, the dangers of get-rich-quick syndrome, and the ongoing tax reform bill. The media conference and rally aims to enlighten the general public and partner with the media in addressing key societal issues. Angarju Anagawa completes the story.
In the speech of the Director General Isa Onilu, read by Director Planning, Research and Statistics Nura Kurumi highlights 5 key initiatives of concern by the government. He noted that government has joined the international community to intensify the fight against HIV/AIDS and urged citizens to take advantage of its free HIV services. He said security is a priority and the government is strengthening security architecture by providing equipment, training and funding, while noting that the implementation of youth programs are ongoing and the government will support small and medium enterprises with grants and loans. He also enjoyed its commitment to protecting the rights of every Nigerian and noted that tax reforms are being simplified and the process will be transparent and impactful. Nua State Director Borno State, Michael Daniel, noted that the government initiative is to address critical issues and called on collective responsibility of citizens, stakeholders and institutions for a healthier and safer and ethical values.
We really want people to get aware about these 5 critical issues so that at least we will put our country on the pedestal of development.
Similarly, media conference had in attendance media professionals. The interactive nature of the session allowed for a robust exchange of ideas.
What the media can do is what we have just started now by partnering with the NTA to see that we take these messages down to the grassroots.
Orientation Agency has begun its sensitization rally among members of the public. In Maiduguri, Angarju Anagawa, NTA News.
And from Maiduguri, we shall now return to Ayodeji in Abuja. Good evening.
Thanks, Abubakar, in our Maiduguri Network Center. As a countdown to the 2025 National Sports Festival in Ogun State intensifies, efforts are ongoing to put facilities at the MKO Abiola International Stadium to be intact. Now let's join Lekon Agbode, who is at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, to give us an update about the upgrade of facilities that we are having out there ahead of the championship next year.
Thank you, Ayo. We are the MK Abiola Stadium, Abeokuta. This stadium is one of the 4 that Ogun State is boast of. And talking about the National Sports Festival, as January date is fast approaching, the state government is doing a lot to ensure that all the facilities that will be used for the championship are being renovated and put into good shape. And there's a rumor that the championship is to be postponed till May. But I have the Commissioner for Sports in Ogun State, Honorable Wasiu Isiaka, with me to either debunk or to confirm this rumor that the National Sports Festival is to be postponed. Honorable Commissioner, now the issue of National Sports Festival, seeing the level of preparation by the state government in terms of the facilities, the rumor is just that the championship is to be postponed. I want you to confirm this. Is it true?
Well, thank you very much. I think you have put it rightly. It's a rumor, and what I think, as you say, I'm hearing it for the first time from you, because that the local organizing committee and the main organizing committee will be having a meeting in Abeokuta in the next 7, 8, or 9 or 10 days. So if anything like that will happen, I think that body will be the one that will tell anybody that anything like that is happening. But as far as we are concerned, the state is preparing to host the nation in January. Start from 12th of January to 26th of January. So if there's going to be anything to the contrary, maybe after the meeting of the MOC and LOC, we'll hear that. But as far as we are concerned, in Ogun State, we are preparing to host the nation in January.
So, thank you very much. That is it. Talking about at the sporting level, the state is also ready. The facilities, the work is ongoing to ensure that the facilities have been put into place. And from MK Abiola International Stadium in Abeokuta, I'm Leko Agbode. Thank you.
Leko Agbode, I'd like to appreciate you for your contribution, and of course to let Nigerians know that there is no shift in date at the moment. It's still January 2025, pending any other adjustments or latest developments. Now let's cross over to our Makudi Network Center, and Fatima will be our guide.
Welcome and thanks for joining us in Makudi. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has called for increased collaboration of all stakeholders in the fight against corruption. Acting Zonal Director, EFCC Makudi Zonal Command, Anslem Ozioko, made the call during a town hall meeting organized by the command in Makudi. Blessing Omecha Ebute has details.
The anti-corruption fight in Nigeria has been a long-standing battle by various relevant agencies. In tackling this menace, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has evolved several strategies in achieving a corruption-free society. One of such is the town hall meeting of the EFCC Makudi Zonal Command, where stakeholders discussed a wide range of issues on how to tackle the menace of economic and financial crimes.
What a better time to hold this kind of program, knowing fully that we are in the season time, and this is the time that many of us always do our New Year resolution.
We have tried possible means by uniting the youth together and also showing a different ways of getting money, not by collecting money or forcibly collecting money from developers or builders within the state.
Acting Zonal Director, EFCC Makudi Zonal Command, Amslen Ozioko, reiterates the Commission's resolve in prioritizing corruption prevention mechanisms because of its effectiveness and cost efficiency.
If you try to do anything to cut short anything in order to acquire money, at the end of the day, if you're arrested, one of the things we do, we don't just arrest you, prosecute you, convict you. We also recover everything that you have collected from you, obtained one way or the other. So at the end of the day, you are left with nothing. So what is the essence?
The event is a prelude to the International Anti-Corruption Day with the theme, Uniting Youth Against Corruption, Shaping Tomorrow's Integrity. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA.
And that's it from Makurdi. It's now back to Ayodeji in Abuja.
Thanks, Fatima in Makurdi. Katsina State is witnessing a transformative era of growth and development driven by the state government's massive infrastructure development drive. Governor Dikko Ratner has set the tone with the inauguration of a road project at the groundbreaking of over 56 billion naira worth of road projects aimed at improving the lives of the citizens and unlocking the economic potentials of the state. Awal Haliru reports.
The infrastructure development drive, which includes the inauguration of the newly dualized Kofasoro to Kofaguga Road, the construction of a 54.7-kilometer road connecting predominantly farming communities in villages and towns of Charanchi and Kankia local government areas of the state, and the groundbreaking ceremony for 3 major road dualization projects in Funtua is said to have a profound impact on the state's economy and the lives of its people. The newly dualized Kofasoro to Kofaguga Road, which was completed in 9 months, has significantly improved traffic flow and reduced travel time.
It's just a mini project aimed at enhancing our state infrastructure, by extension, the lives of our people.
The 3.5 billion naira project is a shining example of the state government's unwavering commitment to building a better future for its citizens. The state government has invested 36.2 billion naira in constructing the 54.7-kilometer road project connecting various communities across Charanchi and Kankia local government areas. Governor Ratna has also performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the 3 major road dualization projects in Funtua. The state government has invested in various infrastructure projects designed to support economic development in Katsina State. Awan Halaru, NTA News.
And that's nationwide. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm Ayodeji Makinde on behalf of the entire production crew. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This is the Nigerian Television Authority. Bye-bye.